Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one and only master propaganda heroes like defender of the fatherland, off here to a 2v2 on Elst Outskirts. In the northwest, it is Evalance and Puliputia, fighting here for the German army. Deutschland, a full-on Wehrmacht task force here. Men of the 26th Panzerdivision, 2nd and 5th Panzergrenadier Companies assembled. In the southeast stands the 101st Airborne and Thomas. Yes, the Thomas. Not to be confused with any other Thomas known in the existence of man. Fighting here for America, freedom, and democracy. Here with the 45th Infantry Division, tasked with holding up this particular part of the front as the Germans are trying to push through. We got CoH3 Grenadiers that have Evalance, no battle group choice yet. Puliputia straight to breakthrough, Durchbruch, the Pioneers and the MD-42. And for the Americans, we do get Thomas there with special operations. So we're off to the races here. Bit of active weasel play here out of Thomas. About there, the Weasel was initially intended for special operations units, but would find its way towards more regular units, as the special operations units didn't actually use that much, and the regular infantry found it quite handy in a more, well, less easy to handle areas for, say, jeeps. They'd sort of perform jeep roles in areas where they couldn't get through. Jeeps couldn't get through as easily, for example. Scouts moving forward here, probing ahead into the forests. Pioneers popping in here, spotting the Weasel, engaging with their MP40s. Shooting their teaming in there, hauling in that ammunition. Up north here, we got 101st Airborne clashing with Evalance. Grenadiers, they're occupying the toll booth there, or guard post there. Scouts are quickly causing here Evalance to waddle back, and in the center there, 101st Airborne is looking to make a push on the cutoff point here, having perhaps even intentionally drawn towards the construction yard, but even the cutoff point is for now undefended as an MD-42 is moving in though. Theoretically, Puliputia could move into this as well, but it clearly being held up. Weasel is upgraded with a 30 cal there. And there you go, rifling, intercepting the Grenadiers as they try to move forward here towards the foreman's shack there. Third rifle squad there for 101st Airborne. But now we have the MD-42 out of Evalance ready to cover the cut-off point there with roughly 9 to 12 rounds per minute. Second Grenadier squad here, rifling there being held up behind a truck. Rifle squad number 2 they're flanking in here. We do get grenades as well, the 101st Airborne. Looking, of course, to leverage more aggressive infantry tactics, for which early grenades, of course, great for that. They, of course, also allow them a quick counter to early light vehicles. So a lot of utility in there. South side here, though, we got Puliputia there versus Thomas. Pushing back the rifle squad here. We're not seeing any MP40 Grenadiers as of yet. We'll have to see what happens. Ram keep pushing forwards, but they went too far and they're getting pushed back by the MP42 there. Rifle, they continue to fight here. Medical station up for 101st Airborne. And it's all this fighting battle has drawn, Evalance's attention towards the cutoff point here. It does mean that 101st Airborne is pushing the fuel point there. So, again, not as much action intensive, but in many ways just as important. So good management there of, 101st Airborne units at a higher level. Machine there pushing back the rifle squad. We got Panzer Grenadiers here for Evalance, the Panzer Grenadier Company. Will we be seeing half tracks? I sure hope so. South side here, Pioneer poking forwards here for Puliputia. Still no sign of the MP40s. Maybe he's not going to go for the MP40s at all. You got Pioneers basically over the sandbags. North here, Grenadiers counter-attacking into the riflemen. Fighting there for the nation's point. Scouts flanking. Back at the Allied base. We're not seeing much further out here in terms of tech yet out of Thomas or 101st Airborne. Infantry support center for 101st Airborne, ever a classic pick. I mean, there's definitely an increase in air support centers and mechanized support centers. The thing is just, the infantry support center is still by far just the best. In particular, again, you are going for an infantry approach, which the Americans you typically are anyway, so there's just not really much. It just ultimately shifts that weight around. It's kind of why, while the Wehrmacht had something similar with the, field marshal system, they end up kind of scrapping it because it's just obvious that, for most of the time, the mechanized field marshal was just better than anything else. Fourth rifle there for 101st Airborne. We got snipers here that for Puliputia. The Scharfschütze with a scope D43, more used by marksmen than by actual snipers, would use a bolt action rifle. In the center, the machine pushing back the rifle squad. Soon over to Puliputia. Panzer Grenadiers here for Evalance. Kettenkraut withdrawing their engine, heavily damaged. Driver wondering if he might not just, get out and start pushing the damn thing. Scouts with the Grenadiers up north. cut off Ponder and claimed a lot of aggressive action from both sides. We do get some MP40 grenades, and there we go. We gotta wipe down Thomas. Go to Puliputia, who's actually going for a heavy T1, replacing the lost grenadiers. And over to Thomas. We'll of course have to see what he does next. We's there though, pushing through some good flanks here, while the west side here. Thumbs up to Thomas. Comes the Pioneers. The north offensive with the Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers, they're out with their Sturmgewehr 44. And we got what appears to be a bunker being set up here. Considering the positioning, even with the angling, you can already tell here due to those little bits here. That is clearly meant to be a medic bunker here out of Evalance. Good position for medic bunker. Oh, machine gun that goes down here. Big loss here. Grenades being chucked. He's going to try and make off. Oh, and it's not even... And can he just be hauled off there? And it's never quite easy to tell when and how that works. But either way, the big blow there to Evalance. That's a big win there for the Americans. Look at this, Bob. I got myself an MG42. Oh, MG42. Ooh la la. I'm not French, Bob. You sound like it. Anyway, south side here, grenades up, catching the scouts, pushing them back. Motor pool for Thomas. Mines also being planned out there by someone. Thomas not really committing much more there so far in terms of battle group elements. Sniper here waiting for the rest of the German force to arrive before poking forwards. And there go these with Grenadiers. Motor pool for Thomas. We got the raiding flares. Might be seeing commandos. Who knows? We also got the captain there for Thomas, who's also gone for the support center. Again, not much of a surprise. Medic bunker there up for Evalance. Good pick there. Scouts with the Grenadiers. Closing in with the Grenadiers here. And of course, have to see what he picks in terms of battle group. Grenades there, but likely not breakthrough. Mechanized seems the most likely choice. We got another Panzer Grenadier squad there out of Evalance, so that's 2 squads of them. Thumbs up to that. Definitely gives him a fairly heavy assault force there that can do some aggressive mainline duties. Pack 40 there for Puliputia, so that means 2 Panzer Grenadier companies, no Luftwaffe companies. Further south here, German forces are probing ahead here. Sniper, Pioneers, Grenadiers all moving ahead here. Got a Greyhound there for Thomas. The east side here, northeast, has definitely fallen to the Americans for now. Evalance again, with the loss of the MB42, is really struggling to, like, regain that bit of control here. Panzers moving from both sides, catching here 101st Airborne's captain, forcing him to withdraw here in the face of unrelenting assault rifle fire. And there we go, it is mechanized here for Evalance. The Achtrad has arrived, very much courtesy of that particular battle group. Pioneers there, blown to bits. Moving forward, Grand almost done. Noting, I don't think we're seeing a motor pool yet here out of 101st Airborne, so likely also past there. Looking at a tank depot. Considering though he's got no anti-tank weapons though, he's likely either aiming for airborne, maybe advanced infantry for rangers with bazookas, but he's going to definitely need some other way of getting anti-tank guns. Otherwise, his map control on the north side is quickly going to evaporate in the face of that Achtrad, even with anti-tank grenades. So, something worth keeping in mind there. Panzer Grenadier push here. Halted. Feldwebel Ulrich Laufner there, forced to withdraw his group there. Greyhound moving in, catching the Grenadiers in the south. And there we go, we do see an anti-tank and airdrops. That is in fact 101st Airborne going for an airborne battle group choice. Ultimately, again, not too much of a surprise here. Like, he's going to go the way he is. He's going to need some other way of getting anti-tank weapons going. And airborne, just in that sense, it's just a nice, safe choice. And of course, also gives you access to the bombing run, which is a nice, big, splashy choice. BARs there for Thomas. Does also have to call in the SSF commandos, but clearly he wants those BARs first, and blame him. Achtrad there falling back. Bit here. Big push up on the 1st Airborne. Another Achtrad here out of Evalance. Heavy armored car presence here out of the 26th Panzer Division here. Try and meet the Americans head on. Perhaps not as head on as that, obviously. Ammunition surplus upgraded for Thomas. Rifling forwards. Engineers rushing in from another side here. Aggressive push as well. Thomas here linking up with 101st Airborne. Heavy fire there. Auto-cannon wielding armor coming. But there you go. Anti-tank already. We might see the armored car here actually getting some really bad problems. O2 Evalance here and Puliputia. Grenades being exchanged here. Men are being ripped limb from limb here by the high explosive forces of the grenades. Heavy damage here. Panzergrenadiers finding around the medic bunker, but they are paying a high price and they are forced to withdraw here. So, Evalance's infantry right now is heavily depleted and will need some reconstitution. ND42 number 2 being brought in. Arc Guards also struggling here due to part of the nature of the map, but obviously the anti-tank is being brought up, and you can see the 101st Airborne is dropping in a second anti-tank gun. Very much as expected. You should typically expect anti-tank guns to be operated with in pairs by most allied players. Of course, most Axis players as well.
An MG-42 team is ready.
So we'll of course have to see how Evalance will respond to this a double anti-tank gun strategy. But again, it is very common. Sniper here setting up Pack 40 as well there. Certainly in this regard, very much something at a CoH3 where double anti-tank guns were very much the default strategy. And easy finding around. At least compared to CoH2, though, it is easier to counter with a variety of tactics in CoH3, but it's still exceedingly just efficient. And he's doing the camp from side of the barn, but they are being surrounded here. Rifle could also try and breach. Sniper is doing the can to keep the flanks clear here. Captain forced away. Evalance helped with finding Puliputia with crucial armored car support. And the ND42 there shores up the other flank of the barn. Finding around the cutoff point remains brutally intense here. And of course, to an extent, you should be careful about this. Then again, the way... Of course, this is something worth noting here. Evalance really isn't like, putting much effort elsewhere on the map, and like this, for some part of the map, he's just not seeing any action at all, for example. So, to an extent, this is kind of working out reasonably for the 101st Airborne because Evalance isn't, again, doing much else elsewhere. So, again, if you can just keep him tied around against this small point right at time his opponent's base, it's not all bad as long as he ensures, like, he doesn't suffer too much around it. So, here, of course, Evalance needs to, like, reconsider the current tactical approach instead of, like, just rushing onto the point. Here, he's trying to leverage more force elsewhere. So far, he isn't. South side here, Puliputia in thick fighting here with Thomas. Got a Pack 40 out here. The Panzer Abwehr can only fit. Engineers rushing in with the grease guns, but they are quickly and hastily dispatched here by the sniper and MP40 Grenadier combo. Mortar nearby, but that's definitely too close. Fighting around here. We do. Oh, mine goes off. Halting here at the break from. We got fresh reinforcements here being brought in to further plug the gaps here of Evalance push. Fighting again remains hectic, intense, and we could see here Thomas having extended his Greyhound. It will soon become a Neyhound as it gets absolutely blown to bits. And there you go. Pantherfaust lights it up.
Pioneers are reporting for duty.
All pioneers out of Evalance repair the Schwere Panzerspielwagens back at the German base. We're not seeing, obviously, any Stuks. We do get a bit of tech here, though, for Puliputia with a Panzer Company. I imagine we're looking at one of Evalance as well, but double Arc Guards obviously does consume some fuel and manpower. Mortars for Evalance. I mean, again, with all the fun here, mortars is definitely going to be crucial. At least, particularly, if he's going to keep insisting on these head-on assaults instead of, like, trying to flank around. Maybe, use the Arc Guards to, like, sneak up here. Try and open up a wider front here against 101st Airborne, who is going for the tank depot. Finding around the south here, it remains brutal. Smoke deployed here to keep out the sniper. We got barbed wire here. And we got Starstorm there out of Puliputia. 2 thumbs up. Hardened veterans. It's the Eastern Front. Yes, but there's an option for Evalance. Not going for Panthers right away. Of course, you can still just pop it as a serious CP ability and just build it. Clearly wants some heavy artillery here than just a mortar. Granada starts moving forward here, ripping through the captain. And Captain Jones, T. Jones, goes down. Panzer's being forward here, Grenadiers joining in. 101st Airborne also flanking, but quite the Arc Guard. Cairncraft acting as an observer or spotter. We got the Grenadier team moving in here. Pushing forwards here. Catching here 101st Airborne force in the center in a bit of a prickly position. At least Evalance shows it overall changing up the tactics a bit. South side here, the Puliputia continues to get knocked a bit there by Thomas, going for another capture replaced one he lost. He's also running out of infantry a bit there. I mean, good to see the captain replaced, but he may want to get out some more troops and turn some SSF commandos. Could be an expensive, but I think worthwhile investment. Can have their Starstorm out. As for Puliputia, very light aiming for Tiger here, of course, for now, going for a Panda 4. Also, flooding a fair bit of manpower. Obviously, the sniper is certainly helping a bit here, and, you know, maintaining a more positive manpower flow. That was a grenade that went off here. Machine gun joining in, Grenadiers on the advance. More rifle there for Thomas. Just no SSF commanders, though, of course, he does have the P-47 anti-infantry loader, popular as it is. Looks like the German attempting flank architect laying down mines ahead here of the setup. Cheeky. Play there by Evalance.
Sector now under enemy control.
We got the Panther 4 rolling in.
Park deployed.
More to find the Rifleman. And we got a Pack 40 out there for Evalance. Clearly starting to get worried about enemy armor here. Which, I mean, to be fair, makes a lot of sense. Back at the Allied base, still no tank depot there for Thomas. Besides the one Graham, he hasn't really invested much in one of the anti-tank gun. So he's likely also aiming for a tank depot of his own, maybe setting up for whiz-bangs. Rifleman trying to probe into a gap here, but instead only finds an MD-42. And of course the Panzer Force 75mm cannon. Anti-tank gun scoring a spectacular bounce of it. And in the center, German forces are encountering heavy resistance. American forces there, proudly displaying their firearm prowess and their trigger fingers. Then he's moving forwards, grenade the assault there. Up north, Arctics here going to try and sort of poke forward, see if they could catch the machine and clear it out. Which could certainly open up there the northern half then of 101st Airborne frontage entirely. We do get a Sherman out here for 101st Airborne, thumbs up, adding the 50 cal. Tank depot also finally happening here for Thomas. North here, machine gun is routed by the double arcade. You can see the Sherman is being dispatched here by 101st Airborne. The note, no real infantry support. South side here, German forces also made advances. Again, mix of infantry, armor, and some other supporting elements. Have cleared the Americans out of the South Forest. North here, Sherman's the Grenadiers. Something else that damaged it. Yes, oh, it's a mine. You also got the Pack 40 being brought in there. In the center, Rob being hammered. Panzer Grenadiers rushing in. Sturmgewehr there, laying down heavy fire. Tank depot is right around the corner here for Thomas. Is that a second Pack 40? Yeah, he's going double anti-tank gun. So, that definitely tells me that Evalance is looking to stall out into something. Likely a Panther. The question, of course, is in what direction? Panzer Company and then just build them regularly, or calling them in? That is the magic question here.
Bastards have secured our territory from us.
Starts from the cut-off point, Panther forming to support here as well. Leaving Thomas there fundamentally in a bit of a bad position here, and his second captain goes down. Captain Robert E. Plywood, cut down there by German gunfire. Nice blend cover there, allowing the Panther to safely withdraw there. Thumbs up to Puliputia. North here, Panzer and heavy fighting with riflemen. Some squads being pushed back. And we got a carbon bombing run here.
The enemy has claimed our sector.
Oh, might actually catch these Grenadiers in retreat here. Yeah, that's going to happen, I think. And the medic bunker almost destroying it. Not half bad, obviously not amazing either. Another Starstorm squad for Puliputia. 2 thumbs up here from the Propaganda Ministry in Denmark. You're a very pro-Starstorm channel. Well, I am. Anyways, Glenn is moving forwards here. Sherman racing in, he engaging German forces. Another anti-tank here for Thomas. The gathered MD-42 doing what it can, but exposed and out in the open with no real cover. It is a pretty easy target for the Germans. In the south side, though, Thomas has successfully pushed through his heavily damaged Swedish there on the field point. The Germans are counter-tank, killing the Pioneers with a Pilford 30 cal there. Strafing runs unleashed here. Thomas is committing everything he can. Panther Force being dispatched there by Puliputia, and back here to Evalance. Going for the Vesper and the Panzer in the officer's quarters, and over to 101st Airborne. So no Panzer Company anytime yet. There you go. Vesper based off the Panzer II chassis. Mounting 105 mm light Feldhaubitze there on the Panzer II chassis. Could also use the Panzer II chassis for the Marder II series. Fun fact. Quickly racing it with that. That does give Evalance better support. We also got here the infantry officers' quarters there. Now that is a bit more interesting.
Enemy forces have claimed our territory.
Not something you see that often, I think, with a mechanized choice here.
Our front line failed.
Grenade. Oh, the cannon crowd spotted here. Gonna go get knocked out up north here. Punishes the scouts. But the fighting here. Wow, the cutoff point is once more intensifying here. And we're seeing that Evalance is taking some nasty losses. We do have the Vesper ready here. Veterans 1. Panzer Gun is being rushed in to plug the advance there. In the south side, Thomas has further forced Puliputia out of the woods here. Chinese machine moving in here. Spotted up by the rifleman, quickly getting poured on here. Grenade assault though. Great timing for that. You might ask why I'm just in fact going to pause to explain this. But when you're using put on them, the units move slower. So it becomes much harder just to invade the grenades. It kind of has to retreat here. It has to take the full damage unless the grenade supports go kind of all over the place. Quick note name. Machine gun number 2 there for Evalance White. This time at least it looks like the Americans won't get their hands on it. 101st Airborne there with a supply drop. Very likely saving up for another covert farming run. And we got a 105 mm Sherm there being brought up as well. We see Evalance dispatching the armored counter assist Puliputia's beleaguered frontage. We got the Stars coming in there. That's a lot of MD-42s and a lot of G-43s. And we got a 105 mm Sherman up for Thomas as well. Going ahead here. Sherman bombarding. Center there being captured by Evalance with 198 versus 371. Panther dashing in, supported by the Pak-40s and the sniper. Sherman there getting absolutely plastered. And the anti-tank is also in a bad spot here. Yes, Thomas there. Absolutely not ready for this development. Suffers excruciatingly heavy losses. Losses Sherman and his anti-tank on here to a swift German push here by Puliputia. Center, we also got the Evalance breaking through. The Allied situation looking a bit less comfortable than it used to. Oh, straight to mine here. Only one squad to suppress, but looks like an accidental double retreat out of Evalance. When the cutoff point is swiftly dispatched. Now they're entertaining there for Evalance. Having lost one, I can only assume. Grenade off, Sherman's assisting. South side, the Puliputia advancing. And we can see here that Thomas is definitely going to need to rebuild his forces, and maybe at least for the time being, just focus on supporting 101st Airborne until he's like managed to somewhat rebuild what he lost. We're also, of course, happy to see he's going to go for a whiz-bang at some point. Another cannon crack there for Evalance. There you go, pack ready.
The enemy has claimed our territory for their own.
Rob north into construction yard. We got a German push here. Arcades once more speeding the effort. 101st Airborne with the M18 Hellcat tank destroyer. Barney is in trouble. Centerverts rifle moving in to occupy vital tactical ground here.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
Rifle moving in and catching the packs in a bad spot. Mortar there blasting away, maintaining close proximity to the medic bunker. Rifleman dashing in. Reese joining the war effort. The mortar fire, and the Weasel goes down there. A slight moment there of hesitation by Thomas. Assaulted in his Weasel exploding before his very eyes. Then he's about to get wiped out, and down they go. Packs, they'll keep blasting the Sherman here, and 101st Sherman is then going to get cooked up here like a microwave turkey.
Commandant, we have surplus
That's a stinging blow there to 101st Airborne over to Thomas. Going for another Hellcat. 4 Riot Squads from those of commandos. And over to Puliputia, who's going for a 3rd Starscream squad. Truly leading the way here in German tactics and strategy. And we also, of course, have the Tiger on the field. I hope we at some point do get a fallen leaf patent, you know, for the skin, for the Tiger tank as well. Great. That's another story. Oh wait, 3 Starscream. Damn impressive, and certainly for the Allies, a bit of a headache. Mortar wiped out his German panzers there flanking end here. Allied forces are very much being pressured heavily here. They need to do something, I think, drastic here to shift the weight of this battle into their favor once more. Also, finally, we got the officers' quarters here for the Panzer Company out of Puliputia. Surprise 17 that's soon consuming all the stars from the Panther 4 and the Tiger tank. Another car bomb run again around the medic bunker, catching the packs here. That said, again, worth noting, and again I'm going to pause to briefly explain this, but the timing of this, you know, and the positioning of this means it's very easy for allies just to begin pulling back. Like, there's not a lot going on else. Like, typically the best way to, like, maximize the effectiveness of these strikes is when you're doing, like, there's something, a lot of other stuff is going on there, so it becomes much more a strain on your opponent to actually withdraw the units, increase the chances of getting something done, but also, like, means even if they do get away, they might have to sacrifice attention elsewhere and losing the units. I'm not saying, again, this is necessarily bad, but again, there's certainly a way to get a bit more lucky with this. There you go. In this case, though, Pentagon is almost wiped out. Medic bunker finally gone alongside that railway car. Because there's something the Americans like to punish besides the medical system. It's, of course, railway logistics. A Tiger tank moving forward here, the rifleman hiding behind a barn. Sherman here catching the Grenadiers. Pioneers bringing through to the south, catching a lone anti-tank here out of Thomas.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
Tiger drone forward here, spotted by the Hellcat. Snares going off here. Puliputia, of course, need to be careful not to overextend the Tiger tank. There was one mistake there. It could certainly be a great way to give the Americans, you know, a chance of, you know, really regain control of this battle. But so far, though, the Americans are suffering quite grievously here. Second Hellcat moving to assist here. Thomas's Hellcat. Got response here by 101st Airborne. Could see here Puliputia's Panther 4 lit up. Like an overloaded American train. Hazardous chemicals. Right next to an orphanage. Sherman 40 up north. Mortar pits here as well. Fort Thomas.
Converting bunker to a medical facility.
And we got Evalance there with a fresh medic bunker. Arcguard down. That's a small one there for the Americans. At this stage, the Arcguard is less crucial, of course, still handy. And we get, look at that, we got Evalance here with a Panther. German heavy arm on the field, certainly steadily increasing now. And of course, only looking to make things further uncomfortable for the Americans. Which again, only really increases the need for the Americans to do something drastic to turn this around. Need to, like, achieve some kind of, like, notable tactical shift here against the Germans. There you go. Got the sniper, though, which is pretty good. We got their strafing runs on the packs here. Loiters, rifling as well here. Getting both packs here, though, could help the Germans. I mean, the Americans, not the Germans. Sherman down as well there. There you go. Both pack crews demolished, but the riflemen are getting ripped apart in return by the Tiger and the Panther 4 here, but the Panther 4 could go down as well there. Still loses both squads of riflemen. That's not going to be quite worth it. Pantherman as well here. Just absolute brutality here, to be honest. Sheer carnage. Thomas' forces have seen much better days. The casualty rates are through the roof. Up north, driving in deep trouble with German infantry as well here. 101st Airborne is clearly trying to, like, divert more forces to assist his teammate. Even he's trying to, like, keep Evalance contained around the cutoff. And I'm still surprised that Evalance isn't trying to do more to, like, maybe again open up frontages again, but oh well. Got Hellcats here being repaired. Triple Hellcats is a big problem of, like, any individual German tank, of course. Evalance and Puliputia keeping their heavy armor together does, of course, make this a bit tougher for the Allied Hellcats. We also finally here got some SSF commanders out there. That should add a bit of firepower there to Thomas. Back here to Evalance, who's going for Syrian artillery barrage there, and certainly zeroing in on the area. And we got 101st Airborne with a 3rd Hellcat. Undoubtedly response against all of the German armor. Right near me, spotted by the double Starstorm, and of course, to add further problems, the Tiger tank. Yeah, the good chance he'll wipe unless the Germans have some absolutely terrible aim all of a sudden. But no, these are actual Starstorm and not Disney Stormtroopers. These guys know how to hit. Southside here, scouts pushing forwards.
Enemy have 300 points left.
Back to full strength.
Capture point taken. Give us more
Pioneers, awaiting orders.
Bit of quiet for once. We also got the best for that Vetri 2 so far. So good. Still, the Americans do have a lot of Hellcats. Again, there's a chance here, unless they proceed to drive them straight down in the worst way possible here. Which, I mean, is definitely possible. If they don't and actually play the Hellcats smartly, they could do a lot of damage. They're good. Now, this is what I was talking about previously there. Like, good push combined with a carpet bombing run, there definitely is a bit of chance. Of course, in this case, they back off, I think, a bit too quickly, which ultimately undermines it. This is again where, like, more aggressive action on the flanks is, again, they have to, like, keep their eyes on more than one point, but again, with this more main drive and then the carpet bombing run, they sort of had to worry about, like, shall I say, in a sense, the same axis of attack. Ooh, Anthony being caught here by the incendiary bombing run. Out of Puliputia, and the crew absolutely gets incinerated. Right for this Panzergrenadier, got 168 versus 290. Americans continue to enjoy the lead of the German army, but again, it is a lead that is somewhat steadily eroding. Another Panther 4 here out of Puliputia, and we got it here in hold down position. Been a while since we've seen that, actually. Got the Starstorm on the move. Heroic. Dashing, and also completely without anti-tank weapons, when in reality they probably would have been equipped with Panzerfausts aplenty. And that's another story, and they probably would have been equipped with some of the nicer ones too. And yes, the active variety of Panzerfausts. And the last sort of ones to sort of see major action would be the Panzerfaust 100, but they're actually conducting field trials what was known as the Panzerfaust 150, which had even better range and actually had, like, sort of a fragmentation so you could attach the rocket warheads, like, make it even better versus infantry. Fun fact. Rocket warhead, just the warhead. As Panzerfausts were actually kind of used as grenade launchers as well. Fun fact. Panzergrenadier was the right machine crew there clearing it out. Nice ace little flank there by Evalance. 168 274. Yeah, those SSF commands was the Starstorm. Heavy cover versus no cover. Got Johnson's versus the MD-42. And we got a large Hellcat column here for 101st Airborne. Be setting up for a somewhat deeper maneuver here. So just charging across at the shortest angle possible. Got a main push here for the forces of Thomas. There you go, quick artillery call in, pretty much blocks Thomas there. Unless he's really keen on just throwing his men away. I mean, that could happen. Hellcats asking in Norfolk here, this definitely could get ugly here. Panzer's been caught with riflemen, getting focused over there, going nice merch here out of Evalance. But even, oh, that grenade! Forces retreat there. Thomas there forced off the center.
We are losing losing possession of a capture point.
Another RAF squad there for 101st Airborne. Panther 4 moving in and noting no armored side skirts here for Puliputia.
Our adversary is down to 250 points.
There go Germans on the offensive. He catches Thomas's off guard here. And he's trying to extract the Sherman. It's simply put too slow here and goes down. And the Central American force being met with MG42 up north. There's a bit more flank attempt. You can see here 101st Airborne is racing southwards to try and help here, but also, of course, maybe just take out these tanks before they withdraw towards, you know, anti-tank lines, which is already by now has happened. We also got a Panther there from Evalance just in case. As Evalance, of course, was quick to realize, hang on, those are some pretty big targets for a sudden swarm of Hellcats. Germans still further restoring order and gaining more victory point lead here. Working their way towards it, they are still behind. Trying their best. One was the Pack 40, Panther deploying smoke. Commanders and riflemen forwards. Southside, Panther 4, Tiger moving in. Hellcats on the move.
Commandant, territory sector lost.
And these are the commanders. Hellcats swarming around. 168 to 234. Good shot there. Second Panther squad ace level here by 4. Evalance in the center. American forces are trying, but it's not quite going the way. And up north there, Pioneers are pushed back. Hellcats going southwards. Munitions cast there, spotted by the Pioneers, which also gives away the position of the Hellcats. Do the Germans, particularly Puliputia, react to this? Actually, so to their perspective, Puliputia and Thomas. Yeah, Thomas is like heavily displayed out by now. He's got 2 SSF command squads out. Hellcat there leading the charge, goes down. Almost got the Panther 4 here. We've got Blitzkrieg activated for Puliputia. Pack's trying to catch her up here with the Hellcats. And there you go, trying to make an escape here. I think through the left side here. I think that's a sharp move there by 101st Airborne. Tiger's trying to catch up. We got another flank here with the Hellcats. We already got the Panther for Evalance blocking that. Bit risky to send the Tiger tank this far on its own. Oh, he tried to get lucky there. That's a close call there for 101st Airborne, though. Rifle flanking in here.
We have seized the territory.
Getting the Panther 4, though, was a bit of a minor win there, but still, under current circumstances, they do need a bigger win here to, like, really upset the current flow of the battle. Stars coming in here. Supported by the anti-tankers and the Tiger.
We have manpower available for
Panzers
you.
there with the BAR. And we actually got a assault operation here out of Thomas. Oh my. Don't see that one too often used. But there you go. Grenade soldiers, the advancing SF commandos. Blasting them apart here. They're keeping the advance. Got a Pack 40 as well. He's seized by Thomas. Commandos are down to just 1 man, and he may just in fact become no man. Oh, he manages it. Very lucky. Somewhere over here, Evalance lost a full squad of Panzergrenadiers. In the center there, fighting remains fierce. We had to got the Americans getting the victory point there, and going back to bleeding out the Germans. Puliputia here with the support elements, like a Nebelwerfer. Could be Stugs, but 38 minutes of the game. He hasn't gone for Stugs now. I'd be thoroughly surprised if he went for Stugs now. But, you know, he could prove me wrong. And there you go, cancel it for Panther 4. Got Rifle probing from the north. Center point falling back here to the German command. Rifle there just dodging shot from the Tiger tank as they swing in. Anti-tanking at the ready. Here we got the Star still moving in. 2 squads of heavily armed assault troops there. Commanders bring up their Johnsons. Tiger supporting the Starstorm in return. Situation here for the Americans is looking quite uncomfortable. In the center, their Pioneers are being met with swift democratic justice. As the rifle spot by the captain move in. North Grenadiers are busy, and we got the Vespa hard at work here. Plus the mortar. Grenadiers spotted. Far right from the moving in. And the Grenadiers are definitely not the favoured side in this fight. Yeah, he just withdraws, specifically the side of second Rifle Squad. Captain forced off. Quiet here. Thomas there sneaking about with his Hellcat, looking for some easy hits. Commander spotted by the MD-42, which again supported by the Cancrat. It's very different to just creep on that point here.
Veterans have been relinquished to
Now check out the Panzer Company with the officer quarters and Starstorming out of Evalance. 2 thumbs up. That means there's now a total of 4 German Starstorm squads on the field. Truly, live in a time of wonders. Sounds like German forces are proving forwards here, supported by a variety of German armour. The Dukes. Right from the centre being hammered with the MD-42. Panther firing well as well there. Right from advancing, we got mortars for Thomas. A bit late for that. An inch now from no whiz-bangs. But you feel like at this stage, might to some degree actually be a better choice here. But that's just me. 160 versus 161 here. Americans are falling behind here as they're sort of, at this point, just hoping that the current tactics will somehow cause the Germans to just stop, doing what they're doing. And there goes Starstorming, and we got a grenades on the treating troops here. And we could see a wipe here on Thomas. Well, another wipe as he suffered immense casualties so far. SSF commands doing what they can, but against 3 Starstorm squads, there's a bit of a limit as to what they can achieve, I must honestly say. Like, even a Ranger squad would struggle somewhat against 3 Starstorm squads. Ground squad, they push back. Quick bit of air reconnaissance. I'm guessing on the first day, he's just looking for targets, or maybe trying to see if he can't find some angle here for his Hellcats like exploit here. That does appear to be the case. He's got 5 of them now. 5 Hellcats. That's a full platoon of tank destroyers. Charging in for freedom, democracy, their hearts emboldened. And there go cover bombing as well. They're on the German anti-tank position here as well. Here, Hellcat number 1, though, taking hits. Tiger tank, ace level. It's a big push for freedom and democracy. First Hellcat, Captain James T. Hollywood goes up. Another Hellcat up with the flames. Tiger tank's almost down. Pat crew's gone. Panther 4s are arriving here. Hellcats are doing what they can. Panther 4's about to get knocked out here. And we got massive artillery strikes here. Machine gun wipe commanders moving up. Brutal battle here. Brutal. Well, that said, I do kind of think the Germans kind of won more on this than the Americans.
Bastards have secured our territory from us.
And that's all the Hellcats gone. And the commandos. Thomas at this point has got next to nothing left. And there you go. After that assault, after watching the ruin before their eyes, the burning columns of tank destroyers, they can see the battles. There we go. That was a absolutely brutal 2v2 battle here on Elst Outskirts. The Americans really had a good lead, but they sort of struggled to turn into late game advantage. Partly, again, they were really reliant on just keeping Evalance here, and of course, Evalance, I think, could have done more around the size earlier on. But it was more of Thomas versus Puliputia, like, where I think the battle was sort of decided, as Thomas just sort of struggled to, like, really adapt to what Puliputia was doing. And I think he didn't quite leverage his battle group as well as he could have, and I think that combined with some less than fortunate tactics just slowly eroded the American advantage. 101st Airborne just wasn't able to, I think, compensate for those developments on, the southern frontier, and this just sort of steadily swung the entire game in favor of the Germans, at which point the Americans, while they, I think, still had a chance there, they just sort of struggled to, like, I think, adapt to what was going on. So there you go, home. Enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. This is Imperial Team. Cheers, and see you tomorrow for another episode. Bye, everyone.